Oh yeah, let me turn on the microphone. What's up, everybody? Yeah, it's coming through, right? Yeah, it's coming through. Cool. What's up, James Milton? How's it going? How's it going? All right, so might as well just get started here. All right, so I hope all you Skull Squad members got your stencil kit ready. And if you didn't, there's a link in the chat. I'll post it again just in case. If you click on that link and you can use code Mike's Brush, and you could get 20% off from here until December 6th. So if you've been wanting to try one of the HD stencils and you haven't had a chance, there's a pretty good discount right there for you to be able to try it at home and you know, get your hands on one. So anyway, here's kind of the project that we're going to work on today. Obviously, I got to keep it over here for the camera to keep focused. But this is what we're going to do, right? Obviously, I've already done this a couple times, but we're going to go ahead and walk all the way through it again. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to put this up here just for reference, right? If I can. Maybe I'll just use this right there. I'll just leave it up there. You guys can't see it, but I can see it. It's fine. And we're going to go ahead and open our stencil kit, right? So your little, all the Skull Squad members, if you requested one, if you emailed me, you should have one, or it should be on the way. I know some of the guys in the UK already said they got theirs, and a couple of people in Australia said they got theirs as well. So, but yeah. Go ahead and read our little note from us to you. Thank you again, everybody, for being part of the Skull Squad. And then we have our HD stencil, of course, and you can go ahead and check this out at home, right? And again, like I said, if you want to get your hands on one, if you weren't able to get part of the Skull Squad promotion, there's a link in the chat that you can go ahead and click that link, and you could use code Mike's Brush to get 20% off on your own stencil here. So in the stencil pack that I sent to everybody, there is one thick paper, and then there's two regular, like, thin papers, right? Everybody should have got a thick paper and two thin papers. And we're gonna do, why am I scrunching that up? All I'm gonna do is take some tape, and I'm gonna just prop up my thick paper over here. Now, I don't know what you're working on at home, you know, whatever. If you have an easel, obviously get a hardboard and put your paper on your hardboard or whatever surface you're working on. You know, just make sure you get it propped up nice. I like to use some tape to just hold it up. And yeah. What's up, Easy Airbrush? What's up, Air Todd? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. I've been fighting off a cough for the past week. I kind of been slow with the videos because I couldn't hardly talk. I was like this. And actually, HD, Gerardo from HD Stencils called me today, and he was like, oh, because I was like, talking all crazy, so I'm feeling a little better. It's kind of working its way through, whatever. But anyway, we have our stencil, we have our two papers, and I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do here today. So we're going to start off, get our airbrush. I think I have about 20 PSI. 20 PSI seems to be the magic number nowadays. And I'm going to use a little bit of Createx Illustration Opaque Black. That's what we're going to start off with. And again, don't be intimidated by the stencil. It's detailed for sure, but it's also a good way to get your hand and your eye trained to get some of that detail done yourself. So again, I'm just going to take a couple pieces of tape. You could probably use spray adhesive on this. I haven't tried it. I don't really feel you don't have to lay it down that heavy, but just a couple pieces of tape. Hold it in place just so it doesn't move. And you'll notice that tape doesn't really stick too well to the HD stencils. I don't know what it's made of. I don't make them. I'm not you know, affiliated with them in any way. They just kind of like the channel. They sent these over for us to try. So, all right, now we got our stencil over here, right? And we have our papers over here. Okay, so all I'm gonna do is take some opaque black, right? You have yours set up at home. I'm trying to work slow so that everybody could kind of work with me, right? So we have it set up here, and we're just gonna take the opaque black at 20 psi. I'm gonna kind of try to cover the sides here as I'm spraying, just so I don't get too much overspray. And pro tip when you're doing the transfer here, keep your airbrush. What would be the word here? At a 90-degree angle with your surface, right? So don't do it at an angle like this or like that. Make sure you're at a 90-degree angle with your surface, right? So on camera right now, it looks like my airbrush is sideways, but it's actually not. It's straight on. So make sure you do it straight on. What's up, Heather? What's up, Stephen Ward? How's it going? And just kind of want to build it up. You also don't want to like cake on paint onto your stencil. Right? Just slightly, just work it around. And it's okay if you go over it a couple times. You actually cannot make it darker than it's supposed to. I've tried. It's not possible. It's going to kind of take a shade, and that's what you're going to get. Right? All I'm doing is working in the black. We're not doing nothing complicated yet. Just simple strokes, kind of working in the black. And you want to make sure you get it in there all nice and black, right? That's what she said. Sorry, Heather. Can't resist myself. I'm still a man. I feel... It makes me feel bad if there's a woman present. I say something like that. It's like, oh no, shut up. Anyway, we have our stencil here. We're going to go ahead and pull off our transfer, right? Pull off our stencil, and you're going to have your transferred image right there, right? Now we're going to let this set to the side for a sec, let it dry. And I just want to show you guys a quick side-by-side, right? So here we have our transfer, and here we kind of have the finished piece. Obviously, there's some darker spots here. And stuff that's not as dark over here. We also have some shading around the teeth and all that. That's kind of not over here, right? It's there, but it could be a little bit more pronounced. But you do have a really good outline of the skull here, and it's all right, good. Sorry, good, right on. So you'll have everything you need to know where your stencil is. It's all the shading, everything like that, to where you know where you have to kind of go with your airbrush, right? Now here's the interesting part, right? So that you have the stencil to make a mask, right? So if you want to make a stencil of the stencil, it's super easy. So we're just going to take one of these papers, right? The regular papers that I sent along. And we're just going to, now on this one I don't care so much, so I'm just going to do a real quick transfer of the skull onto this one, right? Make sure you get all the edge and make sure you get all the eyes and stuff. Just real quick. Right, now we have two transfers, right? So this is where I said the blade comes in handy. We're gonna set our stencil aside, right? And remember, I kept saying you're gonna need a blade for today. So you need your paint, your blade, your airbrush, obviously. And now here, say we want to make a mask for all the skull, right? So all we're going to do is cut the whole thing out, right? And again, I'm going in real time. I'm cutting it out right now so that you could cut it out with me. And it doesn't require that much time because it's already drawn out for you. Just follow the line all the way around. I must have the world's dullest blade right now. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go get a different blade. Anyway, once you get it all cut out, right, you're gonna have an outer cutout of your skull here. So we're just gonna go ahead, take a couple pieces of tape, tape that into place. I should have said you're gonna need tape too. You didn't get yours yet, Dennis? I'll make sure to send you one, dude. I have one. I have a couple extras, so I'll put another one in the mail for you. Must have got lost or something. That sucks. But like I already replied to you once, so I'm not sure what keep repeating it is gonna do, but yeah, if you don't get it by tomorrow, I mean, it should have already been there because you're here in the States and people in Australia already got theirs and stuff, so. But anyway, all you can see is I'm cutting out the back and we're laying down a mask. Right? And we're gonna cut it and put it into place. Right? Now we have a whole mask of the outside. Simple, right? So it's like you could use the stencil to make stencils. This is really stupid, but it works. So right now, once we have those, we can start off with the eyes. So let's cut out the eyes, right? And we'll do the eyes and the nose, since the nose is pretty black too. This blade is out, son. See, this is one of those cheap blades. This came with some vinyl that I bought. And even though I've only been using this blade on the cutting mat, it's dull. It won't even cut through paper. So remember that the Airbrush buyer's guide where I was talking about cheap blades? This is what I'm talking about. I can't even cut paper with this thing. I like the handle. I like that it's blue, but man, the blades are bad. So we're gonna do the eyes and the nose. All right, just cut them out. Simple. You got yours last week, yeah? I mean, that seems about right. That'd be the first one to get lost. Honestly, the first out of all the stencils I mailed off, not just the HD stencils, but like in the stencils in general, the ones that I sell, that'd be the first one to get lost, honestly. I've had people not check their mailboxes before. Oh, you're in Australia? You didn't get yours yet? I had somebody else in Australia receive theirs, but hopefully it'll be there soon. Again, if it doesn't get there, for you, I would say next Friday, Steven. If you don't have it by next Friday, go on the Discord, let me know, and I'll send you out one of the extras. I hope everybody else got theirs. A swivel blade, yeah, swivel blades are nice. All right, so I've taken my, my stencil that I made here. I have the eyes cut out, right, and the nose cut out. All I'm gonna do is go around the top and around the edge here, and I'm just gonna throw a light shade of black. You don't have to do super dark. I probably went too dark on the original one here, but just kind of going around. And then again around the nose, and it kind of tells you where it wants dark, right? So some of the darker spots are already kind of dark, but they're not black. And you also want to kind of get rid of some of that, like it's kind of fuzzy, you know? Like, because the stencil doesn't make it super crisp. It makes it really crisp, but not super crisp. It kind of has a little pattern left behind if you're not careful. All right, so there you go. We have the eyes and the nose shaded in. And you can see right away the difference, right? It's like nice and dark. The shadows are in there. Now, same thing over here. I'm going to take off this bottom piece of the back of the skull here. That's like behind the jaw. See that little piece there? I'm going to cut that out. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of space. If you notice, there's like a ridge here on the skull, and going around the cheekbone up onto the brow. Right, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that all the way to the back right there. Simple, and you're just keeping everything nice and simple. Right, put it back into place there, and all I'm gonna do is hit this bottom of the lower jaw here. And then go around the brow. And we're not going to shade it all the way back. We're only going to kind of shade it up to that crack there. Right, so just a little bit. Bam. Then we can remove our main stencil here. And now we have the brow shaded in. And you can tell right away that the painting, even though the original transfer was pretty good, once you start adding the shading in and it starts blending in with the transfer image, you're gonna really start, it's really gonna start to pop and really start to take shape, right? So again, now I'm just gonna cut out the bottom jaw. Right, so I'm going over here, cutting out this bottom jaw right here. And if you notice, there's a piece here on the jaw that kind of has like a hole. We'll start by taking that off. And put it back into place. We're gonna blacken in that hole real quick. And if you notice, I'm working on regular paper, and we're not doing anything heavy. Everything's really light. We're just lightly building in these colors. Now I'm gonna pull this jaw forward, and we could fold it, right? Fold it right there. You're not worried about that outside paper. And we're just gonna come off the cheekbone there and kind of follow our shade lines from the transfer image. Right? Maybe come a little bit off of this bottom here. Simple. Bam, son. You see how we put that piece in there? Don't worry about that overspray, because when we take that piece off, that won't be there. So now we're gonna go around and cut the teeth. So we're gonna cut this teeth line. And I hope you guys can still hear me through that. I was just thinking the music was getting too loud, but right on, Steven. Just like I said, just let me know. I'll send you one. I have a few extra ones, so no worries. I just want to give it time to get there, because it might still be on its way, you know. The mail has been something else kind of lately in the U.S. And even though I shipped them off together, I wouldn't doubt they somehow got separated. So I'm just using a piece of tape right here to put our teeth into place. And now I'm just gonna really lightly hit that edge of the teeth, really lightly. Really close, really light. What's up, Ray Evans? How's it going, Ray? Right. So you'll see right away that takes shape right away. Then we could take our teeth and cut them out completely. And we are going to eventually get to use some freehand in here and stuff, but having the stencil like this and being able to make, you know, transfers and cutouts and stencils and stuff makes it really super easy, right? So we'll take our teeth out right there. Just going to hold that in place. Right, and then again, you have your shading kind of already set, so just use your black and try to follow those indentions as good as you can. Right, you don't have to go around the whole thing, just kind of hit the dark spots that you see and get those shaded in. You come onto the cheekbone a little bit, you know, maybe over here, work it around. and start working in your shading here on the cheekbone. We're not doing nothing too fancy. Again, a lot of it's already laid out for you, so it's not too hard. Then we're going to take the bottom teeth, right, which are still on the bottom jaw. We're going to cut those out. We don't want the teeth first, we want the jaw. And then again, you don't want to just black it in, you kind of just want to come off the stencil right on those peaks. Just shade it. Be careful not to shade your top teeth. Just work it in nice and easy. Alright, just nice and easy, work it in. Mail at the best of time is still crap there. Oh man, I kind of like the mail service here. I can't complain. Usually the only one I have a problem with is when people send me stuff through DHL. That place just likes to take forever and a day. And it's like they forget you can track it, right? So again, I'm just working in my black, using the same black, using the stencil or the transfer image as a guideline of where to put my shading, right? I'm not gonna just black it in. And once you have the teeth kind of shaded in the way you want, you could just move on to the bottom jaw, shade that in. Maybe go around the brow. Maybe we want to add a shadow kind of coming in around the top just to give it more of a roundness, right? And here you go. From here, it's all kind of like up to your freehand. If you want to use a shield, which I thought I had my shield here. It's over there. So you can use a shield. And I don't know a single one of you by now that doesn't have a nice, curve kind of shield. FedEx is slow there. Yeah, FedEx is also on that. It's like from worst to best. It's DHL, FedEx, UPS, mail. Like where I get mail, that's usually the way. The mail here knows where to put the mail. It usually gets here on time. From there, UPS is pretty reliable. Sometimes they delay stuff though. And then FedEx is kind of that toss-up where, it'll say it's being delivered, and then it'll say postponed, and then offer delivery, and then postponed, and yeah. And then DHL is just a joke. It's just like, oh my gosh, am I ever gonna get that package? All right, so one last thing I want to do here is this brow, right? So I want to cut out that brow here, right? And then we could just take the rest of that off. I don't even care if it rips because we have another paper if we need to make another one, right? That's why I sent you two just in case. All right, so we're just gonna put that right into place right there. And all we're gonna do again is just kind of shade in using the edge that you cut. Always use the edges and just a little bit. All it needs is a little bit to really make it pop, right? And there you go. From here, it's all just kind of your freehand. If you want to go in and you see these little cracks here, you can mark them in. There's one crack there. There's one crack right here. There's a crack on this cheek. And just do some nice tight fine lines as best as you can. Bam. And that's it. That's it for the black. We could probably, no, we should leave that on because I'm going to use some of that. No, we're not. We're not going to use any of those edges. We could take that off. All right. You're going to be left with the skull. You can take that off. And even that, like, Still, we're gonna do a side-by-side shot. Still, it's still not the same. It's too dark, right? So that's why we come back in with the white. And again, it already has like the highlights kind of built in for you. All you really have to do is accent them, right? So you kind of have to use a little bit white and build up your tones here. So all I'm gonna do is flush out this black. Oh, there goes the microphone. Okay. Awesome stencils. They are pricey though. Are they? I was looking on their website today. They're like 20 bucks. They're not that bad. I mean, I sell my stencils for 20 bucks and my stencils are nothing like this. I think if, depending on the project you're doing, they're actually quite inexpensive. So say like if skulls, right? Skulls is a good example. If say you're doing skulls on a motorcycle and the guy just like, I just want to cover it in skulls. You know, you could go on there, not this exact one, but you could get yourself a skull stencil and you can use it to map out, you know, your whole tank or whatever it is that you're doing. And, you know, it'll save you so much time, honestly, because a lot of it's already kind of shaded in and ready. So all I'm going to do is take some opaque white and we're just going to build up the highlights. Now, this is why I included two papers. If you want to go through and say you feel, right, like we have this other one, but you also have all these things you cut out. That's what I was looking for. Like, right, we cut out the eye like this. Right, say you want to do some white on that bottom edge right here, right? So like you want to highlight that. All you do is have, you know, the piece you cut out, or you could transfer it again, make yourself a new one. And now that you have that cut out, we could kind of come in and shade that in right there. Bam, you see that? It's nice and easy when you have the stencil already kind of made. What is this? This is the nose. So we'll use the nose, same example right here. But yeah, you could like, you know, you could have a really nice piece of artwork, or you can make sure that like, if you know, the customer wants the same thing on both sides and wants it to match, you know, exactly. You know, having an HD stencil for that really makes it super easy. You know, they're going to be almost exact depending on your skill to match things. So I'm looking for the other eye, but I don't see it. I have too much cutouts here. Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, no, that's not it. Is it? No, that's not it. What piece is this? I don't even know. Yeah. But anyway, you could just use the edges. I probably should have transferred another one before I started. I didn't think I was going to need it, but like here again, if you want to take this and this cheekbone here, you can use those edges to really build up that cheekbone. Do a little freehand around it, right? Build up your textures. Maybe you want to soften up some edges. Maybe you just feel it's a little too hard. Doing a little freehand around it. It's a good way to soften it up. And again, here on the teeth, you kind of already have the highlights. It's telling you where to put it. Just go ahead and put it where it says. Right? there's really no way. I shouldn't say there's no way you can mess it up, because I know some of you will find a way. But that's pretty much it. Like from here, it's just use your imagination and throw your time at it, however time you have or want to throw at it. But really all it is about matching the detail of the stencil onto your own painting here. Depending on your own skill, like I said, you can make it, you could stay here all day detailing it out. But I think it's there, you know. I actually think this one looks a little bit better than that one. I like it a little bit darker on this. I went a little too light over here maybe. So yeah. I can see family getting skull artworks for Christmas. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, for the detail they were priced decently. I mean, I guess it's all use case scenario, like I said. So on certain use cases, I could totally see it being worth the time, money, and you know, to just order one, and you know, getting the same exact picture over and over. Like, you know, people do patterns on vehicles or motorcycles or whatever. This is the easiest way to map it exactly the same every time and not have to worry, you know. And even if you don't want to use the exact stencil on the piece that you're working on, you can make yourself more stencils. Like with the paper, like I said, you could transfer it onto the paper, then you could cut it out and do it all that way. And it makes it super easy, super nice, and you're gonna get the same result like all the time. So yeah, there's the demo, there's the demonstration. Hopefully that helps you guys out. I know a lot of people get these and don't ever think about like cutting it out and like using the actual stencil to make more stencils, but that's probably the best tip I could give for these stencils, is that, you know, they're versatile, so you don't have to just lay the image and work freehand on it. No, you could take that image, you can make another stencil, transfer it, and you could work your way around using nice edges and keep it nice and crisp and make yourself like a really nice skull easily. So you'll be buying more of these stencils you can't draw for shit. You don't think they're that pricey? All right, cool. He gave you paper. Happy holidays. Yeah. I gave you paper and, you know, a stencil, and not to mention all the knowledge I'm sharing with you, you know, which is probably priceless, you know, as they tell the college basketball players, you know. But yeah, thank you guys all for hanging out. Again, hopefully this helps all you guys out a little bit. I know skulls are popular, and let me just post this link one more time. If you weren't able to be a part of the Skull Squad and be part of that whole promo that we're all doing today, and you want to get your hands on one of these, use that link there in the chat. Use code Mike's Brush and you'll get 20% off, but it's only for the next 3 days. So make sure you get on that if you want one. Go and get it, because, you know, you're never going to get another chance. I don't think they put deals on their website very often. So, oh yeah, and you can reverse it too. So if you wanted to do this, it's possible to spray that stencil the other way around, no problem. On the sizes, you can't. I think it's the price per one, but yeah, they do offer different sizes. So if you wanted to get it bigger, smaller, they could do that. So. Yeah, thank you, Heather. You're like reminding me. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the demo. Right on, Ray. Thank you for being part of the member of the Skull Squad. Right on, Stephen Ward. Thank you. So yeah, hopefully, you know, you guys go play around with it. Like I said, it'd be much appreciated if you guys showed us your projects, you know, over on social media. I know HD Stencils would like to see some finished designs. You know, they don't get that many finished designs, so if you could finish your piece and post it, you know, if you feel comfortable with sharing. Anyway, I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable with sharing, are not that public about it. So anyway, what's up, JV Mod? yeah, thank all you guys for stopping in, tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, we'll probably have another live stream here in another few days. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and we'll see you guys in the next video. You always light a candle when you drop a tutorial vid. I don't know what that means. Is that good or bad? Are you like putting voodoo on me? See, there's that cough. I just can't get rid of it, man. At least I was able to talk through the stream without dying. So. Oh yeah. Almost forgot the care instructions. Let me grab those over here. Oh, see, Heather is smart, man. Thank you, Heather, for the reminder again. So, all of you got an HD Stencils. Only me got one of these instructions, right? So, obviously, get the best transfer, you spray it on a white surface. Spray lightly, build color. Hold the stencil with tape. Easy, we did that. All right, now when it comes to cleaning, obviously, this thing says do not let paint dry on your stencil. Well, that's kind of hard when you're airbrushing because paint dries pretty quick. But for cleaning, you could use alcohol, right? Use like the strongest alcohol you could find. It will help remove the paint. It's alcohol safe. I've also used reducer. Reducer works pretty good for cleaning it off. Just use reducer and a light brush, whether it be like a paintbrush or a toothbrush. Just a brush and some reducer and some alcohol, and it'll come off. You don't really need it like soak it, nothing like that. And yeah, so also if you want to take some reducer or some alcohol and put it in your airbrush and like just hold up the stencil, right? So like if you hold this up like this, and say you got some parts that are just, that's not spraying the detail anymore, you could take some 4011 reducer and spray it through, like up your pressure, maybe like 45, 50 PSI, and spray, through those spots. It'll probably get the paint right out, and you'll be back to, nice, awesome transfers. Man, these things are so fine. I don't know how he makes these. I'm just impressed every time I see these. And I just remember, man, there was a time when you couldn't buy airbrush stencils at all. Like, it was hard to find airbrush stencils. And nowadays we have like these new age, like super HD stencils. Like, ooh, I can only imagine what the next 5 years will bring. So anyway, guys, I hope all you guys have enjoy the rest of your night. Have a good night. Have a good weekend as well. I'll be back probably on Sunday. We'll do a live stream on Sunday. Another how-to airbrush. And like I said, by then I think the deal for HD Stencils will be over. So again, if you want yourself an HD Stencils and you want a discount, go right now. Use the code Mike's Brush. You'll get 20% off through December 6th. So yeah, have a good night, guys. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that tutorial. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully you got some good information out of it. I'll get out of your guys' hair. It's kind of late, and yeah. So yeah, thank you, Heather. Thank you. You reminded me. I honestly almost forgot. I would have just left it, and then yeah. Thank all you guys. Thank you to HD Stencils again. If you want to go give them a shout out on Instagram, on Facebook, just go find them. HD Stencils. It's at HD Stencils. www.hdstencils.com. Go and check them out. Go and drop them a like. Go and drop them a comment. Tell them, hey, thanks for the tutorial on Mike's Brush. Thanks for the stencils. Thanks for hooking it up. Whatever it is, we just want to hear from you. Tag us on social media. Drop us a like. All that stuff. Yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. And later.